Hi, welcome to Chell Wong's Cool Knife Corner. Here is my good boy Kyo, and I'm going to talk about some changes in the channel that will happen. Again, sorry that I just sound stuffy and I'm just sick for the last 2 months. But the biggest change is that I am starting to hit a kind of a critical mass in knives, and I can't do daily uploads anymore. I was like, I'm doing daily uploads because I have so many things to say and so many things to talk about. And now I'm not getting new things at a rate that I can keep up with. And that's just I think understandable considering that like I'm not going to buy 8 billion fucking knives. I am going to do more temp trades. I love temp trading. If you are interested in temp trading, DM me on Instagram. I am always down to cover more things because the reason why I made this channel is just that I love trying new Balisongs. So hopefully I can get more. I know I'm doing some temp trades on the horizon with NRB and Bally Blade Made. Um, I was asking if Hugo would be willing to lend me knives, and he said no, which I get it, but like basically, the biggest thing is that I can't do daily uploads anymore unless I were to make just a bunch of sort of shovelware garbage and just kind of like farming content that's like just mediocre. And say what you want about my quality of content, but I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it and it's speaking from the heart, and I don't want to do soulless content. But one thing that I am planning on doing is I'm planning on doing I'd hate to call it a podcast, but like I'm going to interview makers in the community. I've already reached out to Acidworks, aka DRI, Damn Right I Got Knives, um, Paul Jenkins, maker of the Zizix. I'm going to reach. I've already talked to A51, who is a local friend of mine, and he says that he is willing to talk to me later when he has something that he wants to share. Um, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm planning on reaching out to other makers, and so I don't know if I'll be able to have a consistent schedule. I think I'm gonna make a sort of general template of like interview questions that I want to write, and I don't know if I'm gonna have these be like 30 minutes or an hour or shorter. I think there's a lot of interesting things, and I want makers to get their word out there because there are a lot of flippers. There are a lot of really talented, amazing flippers. But I'm more curious. I'm more of a collector than I am like a flipper. And yes, I am always interested in how the the tricks are getting pushed in like complexity and difficulty. But I want to know what it's like to be a maker. And I think there are a lot of sort of rumors that can be dispelled. Some people just kind of don't have a good understanding of how business works in general, let alone how Balisong business works. So I'm gonna start doing interviews, sort of podcasty-ish things. It's just gonna be on YouTube. If there's a demand for it, I can theoretically put it on like podcast sites. But I think that would be a really cool way of like getting to know makers and how they got into it and what their design philosophy is, and maybe some challenges that people don't necessarily know about. And I don't know, just getting to know the people better because I think there's a lot of stories to be told. Knife making it's an art, and these people are designers, artists. They're artisans, they're craftsmen, and I think there's a lot of things that can be gathered. And so I'm going to be reaching out to other people as well, and going to be asking them to if they're interested in doing an interview. And yeah, I think that's something that I'm planning on doing. So I guess expect slower releases from me when I do get new content, to cover. If I do feel like making a video, if I have something that I want to talk about, if I got a new knife, I'm gonna do it just like how I've always done it. But I don't have a bunch of videos backed up, so starting basically after this video, I don't know if there's going to be a daily upload after that. If I have something I want to talk about, if I have a knife that I actually legit, if I have a knife that I have already covered, but I haven't done like a review for, or you want to hear my opinions on something, let me know in the comments so I I'm actually curious if there's anything specifically that you want me to do on this channel. Someone specifically asked me to do a video tutorial on rollovers. I am hesitant to do tutorials because while it was appreciated that he said that I have a very clear and understanding way of talking to people about things, I don't have the ability to do like slow motion stuff. And again, I've already made a video on how to get better, and I've linked um, the channel. I don't actually know if I linked it. I'll have to go back and see if I linked it. But I've already mentioned other channels and talked about their tutorials that I think are really good. And so personally, I think if I were to make tutorials, it would just be not as good. Um, and I don't know. Artsy and Will Hirsch both have tutorials. I think Will Hirsch's tutorial on how to do the parabolic was actually super helpful. But again, he has a way better production value on his videos. Brandon and him do a fantastic job. So I don't know. I guess if there's anything that you want me to cover, I can't really do specific knives that I don't have. Someone asked me to do a video on the Bushings Talisong Z, and I'm like, I mean, if you get it for me, I don't want to just buy it. I don't get to do coverage on videos for free unless a maker is willing to go out on a limb and, you know, do a temp trade, or, you know, loan it to me or give me a version. And so, like, yeah, I can't just buy infinite knives for infinite content. It's just not feasible. I guess I can plug in like the coffee in the description. Helps me sustain this channel, and it helps me honestly mostly just cover shipping. Temp trades have an overhead cost of paying shipping for two directions. And if you like my content, it's like a one-time Patreon donation. I could theoretically do a Patreon. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know. But frankly, I didn't want to do a Patreon because it would just be a lot of upkeep, and I don't really know. So I guess let me know your thoughts. I'm not necessarily going to go out of my way to like bend over backwards to just like farm content forever. But I do have a lot of things to say, and so when I do have something that I want to say, I'll record it. And I think that I've also been like comfortable saying like there are some, you know, content that is not necessarily just a knife review. Like I've talked about like my journey with flipping in terms of like the plateau and things, how to get better and what I want with makers and stuff like that. And so I think with the interviews, with some temp trades on the horizon, yeah, I guess I'm curious to see what people think. And I don't know, I'm still kind of on the fence about tutorials. I don't really plan on it, but I could probably do some more of a general basis of like, here's like some levels of things to learn and some other stuff. So I guess let me know, because I love doing this. I love making content. I love Balisongs. And again, this is like my side channel. I have a main channel where I've made tutorials on like freelancing and game audio. You can find that at Chelwang Audio. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. Hopefully I will have more things to talk about, especially because there will be more knives. There's a lot of things that I'm on the horizon for. I have a Sholo on the way, a custom Sholo from Black Balisong. I have commissioned a Jawbones from GP Blades for like my birthday, kind of. Mostly just an excuse to just spend a buttload of money. Yeah, we'll see. We have some other things on the horizon. So yeah, if you want more content, temp trades help. I have a whole fucking wall, and I'm very, very willing to lend my knives, and I can do multiple for one, or I could do 2 for 2, or whatever the fuck. I have grails, and so if you want to lend me 2 knives for a grail, like, I'm more than willing. If you're someone I can trust, you know, you have good references, you're not gonna destroy my knives, of course. But otherwise, I'm very, very willing to do temp trades. It's just that buying knives is expensive, but you know, temp trade is just like, oh yeah, $20 to try a couple of knives. It's a lot better investment money wise than like spending $600 or $1,000 for a knife. Anyways, I'm starting to get a little redundant, so if you like this video, like it, subscribe. Um, Subscribe because I do have more things down the line. And yes, video upload schedule will slow down. No, I'm not going to put more work into making editing and thumbnails that are really like, whoa, red arrow, circle thing. Um, this is what I do for fun. And I'm going to do it my way. But I am curious. What do you want to see from me? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully, my voice will stop sounding like ass. Happy flipping, everyone.